My name is Rama Shastri, and my partner in crime here is Zach Dvorak. We both are PMs in the analytics space. And what we're going to do today is talk about desktop analytics. This is the next generation of client analytics. Brad Anderson announced this yesterday as part of his general session. What we're going to do today is give you a quick overview of what it is, and then there's a deep dive session tomorrow, which is a 300, 400 level session as well. Okay. How many of you are using Windows Analytics today? Quick show of hands. Well, that's pretty decent. So Windows Analytics, if you're not familiar, has three solutions. The first one is called Upgrade Readiness. It's focused on app compat, which is one of the biggest concerns when people approach migration projects. The second one, called Update Compliance, focuses more on patch compliance. So are you up to date with the latest and greatest on your security updates or your quality updates? And then the last one, the Device Health, is one of the newest additions, focuses on reducing your support calls. So this focuses on what is the health of your machines from the perspective of, are you having more blue screens caused by drivers, your app crashes, and those kinds of insights that can help you actually drill down into these issues and then cut down your support costs. So we released Windows Analytics general availability about 18 months ago. And then we've been talking to customers like you since then. And there are a few things that we came to know. So as we talk to customers, here are some of the feedback we get. And what I've done here is bubbled up like the top four ones, the top four feedback items. The first one is everybody's trying to take a data-driven approach to compat. Right? Obviously, going from a 5 to 7 year period in upgrading Windows to doing it every 6 months or 12 months requires a change in mindset and processes, right? So how do you go take a more data-driven approach, right? Analytics is one of the first step towards it, but then there's a lot more than just analytics, right? The second one is we've talked a lot about device rings, right? And the idea resonates a lot with all the desktop administrators we talk to, right? But what does that mean? How do I get started? How do I identify the right devices for my rings? How do I move content through these rings? How do I feel confident that my pilot is giving me the right insights so that I can move to the broader population and start my deployment there? And then the third one was we give a lot of app insights in analytics, but there's a space around your custom apps or your in-house apps. And how do you evaluate those? Because that's usually where a lot of the risk lies, right? A lot of these in-house apps built a couple of decades ago have a lot of old technology, and that's probably where most of your risk lies. And how can we help you evaluate these apps for their readiness? And then lastly, we have Ready for Windows, which we put up as a mechanism to get app readiness information from our software partners. And that was primarily targeted on Windows apps. And our customer came back and told us, hey, we need Office apps. I'm worried about my Office add-ins, my macros. Like, how do I get insights about that? And so what do we do? So we took all of these feedback, and we actually took steps to improve the analytics platform. Let me walk you through what that looks like. You're familiar with the risk-based approach to compat. I think a lot of folks have already made that transition as they are moving to Windows 10. It's not possible to test every single app out there. And a lot of you are following this workflow-driven process already. Right? So you discover your apps, all of your apps in your environment, and then you go rationalize it to say, hey, do I care about this app or not? And then you go in and do some testing on the apps that you feel are more critical for your environment or where most of your risk lies. And then lastly, what you go in and remediate apps that are broken and then go start deploying. The first couple of steps is something that's available in Windows Analytics today. We help you with discovery of apps, We help you segment these apps so that you can classify them in critical or important buckets. or even say, you know what, I don't care about this app. This is end of life. I'm going to get rid of it. But then how do we bubble this up so that you only test your critical apps, but then for the important apps, you go take a ring approach to it, right? You put your important apps through a pilot validation, and then you get the signals from your early pilot so that you can be more confident that the app is healthy and you can move on to broader deployment. And that's what we're going to go show you today with desktop analytics. The second concern was more about how do I structure these rings, right? So what we've done today is taken this approach of prepare, pilot, and then broader deployment. Notice that it's a cyclical process, right? You're going to do this every time you upgrade to Windows or Office, but also to stay current with every build of Windows and Office at whatever cadence that your company allows. In prepare, you're looking at a lot of the readiness data to see if your apps are ready, your drivers are ready, and your devices are ready to go to the next version of Windows and Office. With Pilot, what we're going to do with desktop analytics is help you identify a good population of devices that you can go pilot on. The reason that's important is you don't want to select a random set of devices to go pilot on. You want a representative set of machines from where you can get good readiness data that can apply to making a decision on your broader deployment. Okay? And then once you feel confident, you're going to go ahead and roll the build out to all the machines in your environment. Okay? A lot of you are familiar with Readiness Toolkit for Office. We released this tool to help with macros insights and add-ins. What we've done now is we've integrated this into analytics. So this tool was giving insights in an Excel spreadsheet. What we're doing now is we're capturing all of these insights and making it available and customizing it to your environment and making it available in your analytics dashboard. Okay. We've also added insights around add-in usage. There was feedback that, hey, I don't understand which add-ins are being used in my environment. We're actually adding, we've added the capability to capture add-in usage as well. Okay. So what you're going to see is you're going to have much richer insights about your Office add-ins and macros as you evaluate your environment for readiness. If you are interested in a deeper dive on this, there's a session tomorrow at 12:45. I encourage everyone to attend that. Okay. So along similar lines, there was also feedback that, hey, I don't know enough about my in-house apps, but in apps in general. Ready for Windows is a good app readiness signal from your software partners. But then as a desktop admin, I want more deeper insights about my apps so that I can feel confident. Okay. So what we're doing is we've added this tool called App Health Analyzer. Think of it as something that goes in and analyzes your apps for common compat concerns. So you can see that in the circle, if framework dependencies. Do I have a really old framework running along with my app? Driver dependencies. Does my app have a driver, especially a kernel driver, that can break when I move to the next version of Windows or Office? 16-bit, there's still a decent amount of 16-bit apps out there, right? So a lot of these dependencies, App Health Analyzer can analyze and actually give you these insights so that you can go in and make an informed decision on, do you want to go and test this app? Do you feel that the risk is high, medium? Right? So we're using these signals from App Health Analyzer to segment your apps, right? So that you can make a smarter decision on what do you want to do. And as you run this, and remember that we do not require you to run App Health Analyzer on all your machines. Okay? If you have picked a really good representative sample in your pilot population, running this tool only on your pilot machine is sufficient for you to be able to make decisions across your entire device base. Once again, 2 sessions on App Health Analyzer, more deep dives. If you would like to learn more about this tool, please attend these sessions. And then lastly, ready for Windows. This is where we were putting app readiness information from software partners. Today, we're announcing that we're rebranding the site to become ready for modern desktop. We're going to add Office insights in there, including insights for Office add-ins. So what you're going to see is readiness information about all of your add-ins. It maps to your latest Office and latest Windows versions, and will give you a readiness signal for all the supported versions out there. So if you're not familiar with this site, go to readyforwindows.com, and you can go and play around with it. You can go in and look for readiness information for any app in your portfolio out there. So what we did was we took all of these small improvements we made and actually bundled this along with Office insights that we were getting back in our diagnostics data. And we created this next generation of analytics, which we're calling desktop analytics. So it's a dashboard much better than the Windows Analytics dashboard. It's a little bit more modern looking. We're bringing Office and Windows insights together. We're helping you with the pilot creation. Right? We have the data. We know which apps are running on the machine, which Office add-ins are running on the machine. We're going to use that data to actually make your pilot creation smarter. Can we help you create that good pilot which can get you coverage across all of your assets? And then we leverage App Health Analyzer and Readiness Toolkit for Office. If you choose to run those tools, you can get even more richer insights about your assets. Okay? And then lastly, we're going to deeply integrate with System Center Config Manager. Okay? We're going to make it really seamless. So as you get the insights from analytics, you can immediately go take action through your System Center Config Manager. Okay. Quick recap of telemetry levels. If you're familiar with Windows 10 and the telemetry levels, there's security, basic, enhanced, and full. Okay. Most of analytics operates at basic. Okay. And then in enhanced, we actually added a filter called Enhanced Limited in Windows 10 1709. What the Enhanced Limited filter does is it actually limits all the events that are needed for analytics to execute. Okay? So here's a quick overview of what's available at what level, depending on what is the compliance comfort in your organization. If you have your machines at basic level, what you're going to get is the inventory and readiness data. If you choose to go turn on Enhanced Limited, then you're going to get app usage, more richer deployment status information, as well as the health information. Okay? So that's what you're going to get on the Windows side. And then if you are an Office ProPlus, then you're going to get all of this data running collected from the machine, and then we're going to join it together on desktop analytics. And then we have the other additional insights coming in from App Health Analyzer and Readiness Toolkit for Office. If you choose to run it, we'll bring that data in as well and join everything and make it available to you in one seamless pane of glass. What I'm going to do is hand this over to Zach so that he can run you through the demo. And there's a lot of good stuff in here. I want to leave a lot of time for this. Okay?
All right, thanks, Rama. Take a few minutes to walk you through a demo of the new tool here.
Mic's not working. Mic's not working.
No? We working? Oh, there we go.
There you go.
We good now? Sweet. So I'm sure most of you have heard about desktop analytics at yesterday, right? Yes. Everybody? Can we hear me?
It's fading in and out.
Fading in and out. We good now? Do we have a handheld? I don't see one. Yeah, we'll make this work. So what we want to do is we want to provide a quick overview of the new tool, just to kind of get you guys acquainted with it. We'll talk a little about what we've done and what we do, and also a little. I think we're going to switch microphones here. So we'll talk a little bit about timelines and answer some of your questions at the end as well. So hold some of those questions until the end. So what I'll do is I'll pull up the portal here. And if you were in any of the keynotes yesterday, you probably heard what our device management or the devicemanagement.microsoft.com portal. So this solution, this desktop analytics, is going to live in the device management portal, right alongside Intune and all of your other device management solutions. So once that portal goes live, you'll be able to see a tile on the Testing? Sweet. Yeah, pre-release software and the microphones don't work. I love it. So like we said, we're in the Device Management Admin Center, so you'll be able to go to devicemanagement.microsoft.com. You'll be able to jump into all of your device management tools, like your Intune, as well as desktop analytics here. So what you're looking at right now is our device or desktop analytics dashboard. So you'll see a lot of the same insights you're used to from Windows Analytics. We've got your security update statuses, your feature update statuses, as well as just some general information about your organization, total number of devices, number of applications, etc. The big piece that we're introducing with desktop analytics, though, is this concept of a deployment plan. And so this is something we heard a lot of feedback about from the Windows Analytics days. You know, we heard the feedback loud and clear that Windows Analytics is great and that it gives me all of this data I've never seen before. But I don't manage my entire fleet of devices at once. I'm never going to push an upgrade to 100,000 devices with one click. I'm going to deploy based on region or based on business group. So with this concept of a deployment plan, you're actually going to be able to plan and manage your deployments the way you're already used to doing them. So what we'll do when we create a deployment plan is we'll come in here and we'll give it a name. We'll be able to select what we're upgrading and what we're upgrading to. So you can choose to do Windows and Office together, or just one or the other. Then you'll be able to select a set of device groups that you want to target for your upgrade. So let's say I want to target my US West group. And now these groups here are config manager collections. So these are the collections that you already know and love. You'll be able to link your config man instance, import these collections into the desktop analytics tool, and then interact with them from the portal. You'll then be able to set those groups as your target group for this particular plan, and then we can create the plan. So by doing this, you're able to ring fence that one set of devices, and you can use separate settings for, let's say, the HR department versus the IT department. So you get that level of flexibility that you need to plan those upgrades with the granularity you're looking for. So let's jump into a deployment plan here and see what that looks like. So let's say I'm looking at my US East sales department here. So we've scoped this both to geography and to business unit, and this is going to be based on our config manager collections that we're looking to upgrade. And we can see up here, looks like we've selected 3 collections for this particular plan. We're planning to move these devices to Windows 10 version 1803, as well as Office 365 ProPlus version 1808. So you'll notice I have 306 devices in this particular deployment plan. Of those, we've already upgraded about 185, and we can track our progress up here. We're also going to show you right up front what your time range is in terms of support of these builds you're planning to move to. So you can see how you're tracking against the end of support on these builds and make sure that you're going to be able to finish in time. You'll also notice we give you the ability to configure a target completion date. So if you have an end date for your project, you can put that in there as well, and we'll help you make sure you're on track and trending towards your completion. Now you'll notice in the middle of the screen here, we've got a workflow that we've designed that's very familiar to what you're used to in upgrade readiness. So we've broken this deployment process down into 3 steps. We've got our prepare, our pilot, and our deploy. And then each one of those big steps has a set of sub-steps over here on the right-hand side of the screen. So the first big thing we're going to ask you to do in preparation for your deployment is going to be to rationalize over all of the assets on your devices and identify which ones are important. So thinking back to upgrade readiness, this is very similar to the first step of that flow. So let me click in here. And you'll see we're going to present you with the same comprehensive list of all of the applications on your devices. And you'll be able to go through and identify which ones are important, which ones are critical, and which ones are not important to the business. And then based on those recommendations, we're going to help you drive the rest of the workflow. So you'll see we provide comprehensive list, as well as some compatibility risk assessments over here. So these are going to be based on some of the things you know and love from Windows Analytics, like the Microsoft known issues, as well as ready for Windows statuses. You'll also be able to click into a particular application to see a detailed pane that outlines everything we know about that application. One of the other things you'll notice on this little flyout here is this section we've added for AHA Insights. And so this is that App Health Analyzer tool that Rama had mentioned. This is going to be especially useful for your line of business apps. If you guys have a custom app, obviously we're not going to be able to test that app on your behalf, and we're not going to be able to provide a ready for Windows assessment on that application because it's not found elsewhere in the ecosystem. But when you run that App Health Analyzer tool, we're going to be scanning it for any red flags that we can identify. So in this case, we noticed that the application had 16-bit components, and it also has outdated VB dependencies. So we can flag these items to you so that you know this is a higher risk application because of these attributes. So even though we don't find this application in the ecosystem, and we don't personally have any data on it in terms of testing, we can still give you an indicator that you may want to take a closer look at these apps. You'll also notice that for our Office macros and Office add-ins, we're going to have a similar construct with the flyouts there, where we're going to be able to show you information about the macro assessment for these items, and this is from that Readiness Toolkit for Office. So when you run the Readiness Toolkit on your devices, you'll be able to get information about these macros. For instance, in this case, we're saying that the certain file search property is no longer available, so this macro will likely break when you upgrade Office. So you can identify these issues and remediate them proactively. You don't have to wait for users to run into issues and then call the support desk. Jumping back in here, I want to move next to our Identify pilot flow. This is probably my favorite part of the new tool, and Ramas kind of alluded to what we're doing here. But how many of you guys are using some sort of a pilot or early adopters program today when you roll out a new deployment? Awesome. Now, by the same show of hands, how many of you identified that pilot group by basically taking the IT department or the people down the hall, or what I like to call the friends and family group? Yeah, it's pretty much the same group of hands, right? So what we've found is that most companies do that very method. They take what I call friends and family, they throw them into a group that's early adopters, and it's basically people that can either get themselves out of a bind or people that you can get to quickly and solve their issues without having to go through the normal channels. That's great. We like that you're getting people onto these new builds early to get more information about how they work in your environment, but we find that that's not representative of the broader ecosystem that you manage. When it's just the IT department testing new builds, we're really only getting coverage of those IT-centric applications. So what we've done here is we've developed an algorithm that's going to recommend a set of devices from your broader estate to use as your pilot group. And one thing you'll notice, and up here in the example, we're recommending 89 devices. With some of the customers we've explored this with so far, we've realized that the number of devices we're recommending to get full coverage is actually a lot smaller than you might expect. So instead of getting more and more devices and making your pilot group bigger and bigger, we've realized you actually just need to make your pilot group smarter by putting the right set of representative devices in it, and then you'll get that full coverage you're looking for of all of those important applications. And we're also able to give you a large degree of redundancy so that we can make statistically significant claims about how those applications and Office add-ins and drivers are working in your specific organization. The next thing we're going to do is we will, as you start to upgrade your pilot devices and get that new build out there, we're going to show you deployment status for those devices. So you'll be able to track how many devices have attempted the upgrade, how many of those upgrades succeeded, how many failed, and in the case where an upgrade failed, we'll show you why it failed, and we'll kind of bucketize those devices that fall into that category so that you can take corrective actions. So for instance, it looks like we have 4 devices here where the disk is full, so you'll either need to go in and replace that disk, remove some files, maybe push some of them up to OneDrive, and then you'll be able to rerun that deployment and get those devices up to date. Now, the great thing about all of this is that we're working very closely with the configuration manager team to make sure that those connection points between desktop analytics and configuration manager are seamless. The way we like to think about the two tools internally is that desktop analytics is like the recipe or the cookbook, and configuration manager is the chef. So desktop analytics is going to do all the number crunching and the data and analysis to identify what we recommend you should do. Configuration manager actually allows you to go in and take those actions. So you'll see in the ConfigMan console here something very similar to what we had in the desktop analytics portal. We have the same deployment plan. This is our USD sales. We've got the same 306 devices. And then we'll have our breakdown of how many are already up to date, how many have an upgrade decision ready for you, and how many are not yet reviewed. As we scroll down, you'll see we've broken it into the same pilot and production groups that you're using in desktop analytics, and you'll be able to see your readiness by group so that you can actually start to push out that upgrade through Configuration Manager. The next thing we're going to look at here is as we start to roll out that pilot, as our pilot devices get upgraded and we start getting signals back from those devices, we're going to help you start preparing your production devices to upgrade. So the whole point of running this pilot is to figure out how do these apps, these add-ins, these drivers, these macros, how do they work in my specific organization? You know, we know every company is unique. So Ready for Windows, the Microsoft known issues, that all goes a long way at identifying the big issues that are found with the new builds. But in your specific company, you may have 2 applications that don't play nicely together. You may have specific custom apps that just don't work on the new builds, etc. Those are the types of issues that we're trying to identify through the pilot. So you'll notice in here, we've added a column for health status. And this is going to be the health status of these applications in your specific environment as identified through the pilot. So this is why it's super critical for us to get good coverage in that pilot group so that we can get good information about all of your important applications. Now, if I click into one of these, you'll notice we've got all sorts of information down here around crash rates. We break it down by sessions. We break it down by devices. We'll show you the before and after comparisons. We'll even give you a commercial average to compare against. So let's see what this slide is telling us here. So we have this particular application. Before the upgrade, it crashed 250 times, about 6-7% of sessions before upgrade, or this is actually devices. And then after the upgrade, it's now crashing 18% of the time, and we blew way through the commercial average of 10.9%. So we're telling you, hey, there's attention needed here. We think we've identified a problem with this particular application. So now you're actually able to go in and take corrective action, figure out what's going wrong with this application, and fix it before we roll out broadly to production and break everybody else. So what do we do with this information? So if you are an existing Windows Analytics customer today, keep using Windows Analytics. We're still hard at work making desktop analytics the best tool that it can be, And we're committed to making that transition from Windows Analytics onto Desktop Analytics as seamless as possible. It'll basically be a new Azure resource that goes into the same workspace as your existing Windows Analytics tenant. So you'll be able to retain the same commercial ID and have data just flow from one tool to the other. So if you're using Windows Analytics, keep using that solution to get to Windows 10 and to stay current with the latest feature updates. We're also going to recommend that you start reviewing the documentation we've provided around the enhanced limited telemetry level. That's something we've added recently as a way to help alleviate some concerns around that security teams have had around upping telemetry. So get familiar with enhanced limited. We're going to strongly recommend that you're on that level for Desktop Analytics because that's what's going to give you full functionality out of the tool. So start those discussions early. We know that those can take a while. And then also make sure you're staying current on Config Manager. A lot of these cool integration pieces that we talked about with the ConfigMan client are going to be in the 1810 release, as well as the updates post 1810. So you'll need to make sure that you're on the current branch there so that you can always benefit from the latest features we've built in for Desktop Analytics. If you're not yet on Windows Analytics, I strongly recommend that you work to get there. Like I said, the configuration for Windows Analytics and Desktop Analytics is going to be largely the same. So if you can enroll in Windows Analytics today, not only do you get to start benefiting from that solution immediately, you'll be able to seamlessly transition to Desktop Analytics as soon as that becomes available. And then, of course, the same thing with security and compliance. We often find that it is a process to review with your InfoSec team, get approval to turn on telemetry, get approval to enable analytics. So start those discussions early so that you can hit the ground running as soon as Desktop Analytics is available. In terms of resources for you, we have a couple links up here on the screen. This first one is going to be our Getting Started guide. So if you're not currently a Windows Analytics user, that's the one I encourage you to check out. It's going to walk you through how to set up a workspace, how to enroll devices, all of that fun stuff. Our second link is going to be our resources guide, which is basically our blog. We post a lot of good information there and content. You can use a lot of it to kind of sell your management on why Windows Analytics is important. You can use it to kind of figure out how we enable everything. And it's also going to be the place to go to see more updates about Desktop Analytics as those become available. We'll be posting new blog posts on that site. And then lastly, we just have a general link to our documentation down here, aka.ms/wa-docs. That's going to be everything you could ever want to know about Windows Analytics. So definitely encourage you to check that one out. So with that, I do want to open up the floor to questions. So if there are any questions about Windows Analytics or our new Desktop Analytics, we've got 4 microphones throughout the floor here. If you could go jump up there and line up, we will take a handful of questions. We'll start over here.
How you doing? One of the issues we have with Windows Analytics, which I was hoping Desktop Analytics would resolve, is that applications show up multiple times for the same version. And I see that you had that same issue in the demo that you showed today. Can you speak to why that is, and is there any resolution in the future for that?
Yes, so good question. So the question's around multiple versions of the same application. And so right now, the way that we think about an application as being unique is the combination of the name, the publisher, the version, and the language. So if any of those 4 attributes is unique, it's considered a unique application. We get that that's a big pain point.
That's not what I'm talking about. I understand if there's differences between installations or versions, but this is, at least from the visibility that we have, it's the same application, the same version. And you had that today in your demo listed. Maybe there's another attribute there that's not exposed that's causing some uniqueness.
I think it's the language. We don't show that in the UI. But as Zach said, we consider 4 attributes: the name, the publisher, the version, and the language. If you have multiple languages of the same application running, you're going to see multiple.
Okay. Is there any future enhancements to publish all those attributes? Because from our viewpoint, it looks like it's the same application. And this happens with many applications. It feels like it's a lot of redundant work. Either some type of grouping that you guys can add to allow us to minimize the classification that we have to do with those type of
Well,
applications.
that's good feedback, and we've heard this before. So we're going to make the whole app rationalization flow easier because we think that there are too many applications in there, and it takes a lot of time to actually go through everything. So we're going to have app categories and app types in there for you to be able to rationalize that quicker.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Hello. We are a big SCCM shop, but we also do a lot of user-based deployments using AppV. And currently, that AppV data, or those applications, are not being detected by Windows Analytics, and that presents a huge gap for us. Are there any plans to address that in the near future, and when can we expect that?
So we are aware of this because AppV apps actually show up as what we call hidden apps in the add remove programs. So we're working on a plan to make sure that we include hidden apps into our app inventory.
Do you have any kind of estimated time on that?
We'll probably have that in the next 6 months or so.
Next 6 months? Okay. The second question I have is the Enhanced Limited. Is today, that basic level with Windows Readiness is a free offering. Is that type of data still going to remain free?
So with desktop analytics, we're going to make this value available to E3 customers. So the readiness information is available to everybody, but the expectation is that you are at least an E3 or E5 customer to avail of desktop analytics.
Okay.
So, and for those customers, it is free because any data consumption or ingestion against Azure Log Analytics is still going to continue to be free.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so
Let's go.
with Config Manager having a lot of control over frequency of updates and how inventory is pulled and everything, the connection with Windows Analytics, as that becomes more and more aggressive, what's the update frequency? Like, how quickly are we going to see those data points show up in SCCM so we can take actions?
Is that configurable? I think we set it to 7 days on Windows Analytics. We think 7 days is too infrequent.
Yes.
I believe we're making it configurable, but don't quote me on that. I think we'll have documentation, but I agree with you. It's going to be at least every day, if not more frequent or configurable by the user.
Okay, good, cool.
Yes.
So in regard to the pilot and the deployment groups, and I've seen some limited screenshots about how you have logic to phase from the pilot group to the deployment group. Could you touch upon what happens when you're going through that phase and you find an application that clearly doesn't work? How you then pull that from the process? Do you have to stop the whole process? Can you just exclude just the machines that are affected?
Yeah.
And then in turn, when that application is remediated, how do they flow back into the process, into the deployment?
Yeah, definitely. So in the desktop analytics tool, you have the ability to define what we call an upgrade decision for each of your applications. So let's say you roll out to pilot, and then you identify a problem with application X, and you say, well, this isn't going to work. I need to stop the rollout. So what you do is in desktop analytics, you change the upgrade decision for that app to unable to upgrade, and then that's going to prevent any device that has that application installed from getting the upgrade. So ConfigMan is going to get that signal and stop the upgrade to those particular devices. And then when you're able to go in and remediate that issue, you just change that upgrade decision back to ready to upgrade, and the upgrade will continue to flow again. So you have that kind of red button control where you can say, oh, problem, stop it.
And when it goes, that status change from being blocked, it might even be nothing to do with the app. Like maybe a group policy was preventing it from functioning. Maybe the application itself was fine. When you go and remove that block, what's the behavior of when it gets on the schedule? Because what we had to deal with today is when applications were identified as not working, there were existing deployments with mandatory dates out there. And if you went in and you said, okay, like they can go back into the collections, like bam, they're mandatory now. Is there a way that it phases them back in and still gives them some sort of grace period?
So that's all going to be configurable in the ConfigMan console. There's this concept that just lit up in ConfigMan 1806 called a phased deployment, where you're actually able to set up, how many upgrades do I want per day, per week, what's my timeline, how aggressive or conservative do I want to be. And one of the gatekeepers, so to speak, of that phased deployment can be the analytics status. So you basically say, don't upgrade devices until analytics says they're ready, and then they'll also follow your, how you've dictated the phases are going to roll out and the cadence there. So you've got a lot of that control directly in the ConfigMan console.
And one last question on this behavior is there an ability to set a flag on certain devices so that they don't participate in this analytics ever? So for example, we have executives and other machines we want to specifically exclude for whatever reason. They're handled outside of the standard process.
So we've got a handful of options for you there. If you don't want a device to participate in analytics, then the best way to do that is going to be to keep the commercial ID off of that device, because your commercial ID is the key that's going to put the device into your analytics workspace. But we've also built in functionality for exactly what you're describing to prevent devices like executive machines from ever being part of a pilot group. So you have a pilot exclusion list. So that way your executive machines will never be that early adopter, so to speak. They'll never be in a
our requirement is even more aggressive.
So
they don't want to be part of the standard enterprise processes at all. They have an entire dedicated support team that does the upgrades for them.
So I mean, if it's a white glove process where you don't even want them in analytics,
Right.
easiest way is going to be to keep the commercial ID off of those devices.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, you bet.
Hi. So what are some of the core requirements to be able to utilize some of this information? So, for example, we're an on-prem shop with on-prem AD. Would we have to have the machines Azure Active Directory joined and using Intune, or both? Like, what are our options here?
So there is no Intune requirement for this. You will need an Azure subscription, and you'll need an AAD tenant. Your devices will not need to be AAD enrolled just yet, but you will need the tenant, and you'll need the Azure subscription to be able to add the resource. And then to enroll devices, we have a script you run on the devices that'll just slap an identifier into the registry and then kick off data collection. So the requirement for you would basically be the Azure tenant, Azure subscription, and then adding that resource to that particular subscription.
So they could still be on-prem AD joined, and we could still send the telemetry up, no issue.
Yep, definitely.
Awesome. Thank you.
Let's go back there.
Hello, thank you. Several times you mentioned config manager during the presentation. I'm from a shop where we don't have that, and we probably won't have that for a while. So does that really neuter desktop analytics, or can we still do much of the same functionality you've described?
So configuration manager is not a requirement to use desktop analytics, but I mean, obviously we are going to integrate most seamlessly with our first-party tools. So the desktop analytics story that we presented, you'll still be able to use. Just those interface pieces where you actually have to go take action on the devices will be slightly less seamless. You'll need to actually export lists of devices and then find ways to join with the collections you have in your management tool to push out the upgrades.
So we'll get all the reports is what you're saying, and then we just have to do a more manual process to
Exactly. So you'll still get the inventory, you'll still be able to rationalize over it, and you'll get the readiness reports. It's then up to you to take action on those devices.
Okay, thank you.
And just as a follow-up to that, is that accessible through log analytics APIs, or is it always just an Excel export?
So the back end for desktop analytics will still be log analytics. We've built a separate front end for it, so you will still be able to access through the log search APIs. Now, that said, our team, the desktop analytics team, does not own those APIs since it is the platform. So as the platform evolves and changes, you're beholden to the changes of that platform.
So there aren't any specific desktop analytics APIs. It's all built on top of the.
Not currently. It'll just be the log search APIs, but that's something we could explore in the future.
Okay, got it. Second part to that is just in terms of the time it's taken. So in some of the pilot tests that we did, it took maybe a day or two in order to generate all the readiness reports. Is that something that's been improved or streamlined? Or?
Yes, so that's something we're actively working on. We're at the point now where for desktop analytics, end-to-end latency is 24 hours across the board. And then there are certain key scenarios that we're working on making near real time. So security updates, you'll be able to see security update status in near real time.
Okay.
You'll also be able to see device enrollment near real time. So
I
when you
think
try
the
and
delay
onboard a
isn't
device.
really, the delay isn't really the problem. It's that, hey, can we get an alert or a notification when the actual report is run? Is there something on those lines, or is it more you're just working towards making it faster?
So we're definitely working toward making it faster. I think to the other piece of your question, we're also working to make it more predictable so that it's a certain time of day that you can come to expect. This is the cutoff for user input. This is when the new snapshot is going to arrive, and that sort of thing, so that you can rely on that regular cadence.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Me? Okay, thanks. For those of us that are in the public sector, three-letter government organizations, we would love to use all of this. Our cyber folks are freaked out, and I'd like to know how close you are for FedRAMP certification.
So we have a roadmap for it. obviously, we're following the Azure framework for getting certified. If you're familiar with it, there are 4 levels of compliance over there, level A, B, C, D. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. D is where FedRAMP is. So we've started the certification process, but we're still at least 12 months out, if not more.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thanks.
Jason.
Hey guys, I think I've given you this feedback before, but on the application side, it'd be nice to be able to tie those applications back to SCCM data, right? To be able to say, all right, these are the amount of applications that we manage, and then the other applications we don't necessarily care about because somebody's gone off and installed them separately. Do you guys have that?
Not in in the first revision of desktop analytics, but as we integrate with SCCM more and more, what we did was with this version of desktop analytics, we're starting at the device layer, and then we will slowly move down the asset layer to make the app models match, so that we can take the SCCM package IDs and bring them into analytics and potentially mark them automatically as critical. So those are ideas that we're thinking about. They are on the roadmap, but they are not available in the first version.
Okay, thanks.
Awesome. Last question.
Yeah, hi. In my situation where I am supporting about 20 customers with their own Active Directory, internal SCCM, Config Manager, and Azure AD, can I, on a parental level, use analytics to see and view that covers all my customers?
Not at this time, unless you do a lot of manual magic with the APIs on Azure Log Analytics.
That is the solution, I assume, huh?
We're not developing a multi-tenant solution to help with that scenario.
Okay, that's good. Then I know that. Thank you.
I think that's it. Thank you very much for coming in. Enjoy the rest of the day.